Welcome back, everybody. Take a break with Stephen Shamus.
Good to see you, my friend. How's it going?
It's good. I'm in a empty blank room.
Yeah. By the way, you look like you're ready. You look like you're ready for winter. You're all dressed up.
I know. I haven't got a haircut. Oh my gosh. Moving does not require me to have time to do anything else.
You're like Johnny Damon circa 2004.
Oh, that's a good year for him.
That's a good reference, right?
Yeah, it's a good one.
Remember he came out, looked like Woolly Man?
I do remember. All
right. What do you got for us today, Alex?
Yeah, we're going to jump right back into the Marvel world, doing some fun new books. We're going to talk a little Firelord. We're going to talk Abigail Brand. We're going to talk Punisher War Machine. And then we're going to do another Fire. We're going to do Firestar.
Spider-Man and his amazing friends, Iceman and Firestar.
Fire.
Lots of fire.
Fire.
It's coming back.
Am I allowed to say that without getting censored?
Yeah, I think you're fine. As long as we don't show a picture, you're good to go.
Okay. I love that show, by the way. When I see the old clips, it cracks me up. All right, what are we starting out with, Alex?
Firelord. Let's start our first Firelord, our bookend fires.
Pyreus Kril.
Yes.
So these books are selling for a lot of money. The book is 40 some odd years old, 48 years old at this point, and then 45 years old on the second appearances. We're seeing an explosion. These auctions are closing every week, not just like even like regular issues from the 70s and 80s high grade, which you started to see years ago with the sports cards and then the entertainment cards like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh. And then it feels like anything at all that has like a little bit of a flame, it's like gasoline. Yeah. So talk a little bit about, yeah, that's true. Talk a little bit about this character and why you're seeing such an uptick, in particular, like these very, very high prices for these books.
I think all the MCU stuff that's been coming out, you're getting a lot of B's and C characters. I mean, the fact that Eternals had the Eternals movie just shows you that nothing is off hands, right? Anything that's not owned by another company, they're going to put into Marvel. There's just so many characters. This is a Herald of Galactus, the Firelord. When we talk about Marvel movies and like the space stuff and the cosmic stuff, I think they're going to lean heavy into it. I think, there's going to be a set of movies that are going to be cosmic, the Guardians of the Galaxy stuff, for example. And of course, we're going to see Fantastic Four at some point. They've got a plan, and Galactus probably is going to be the next big bad after Thanos because it's Galactus. It is the biggest bad. And the Heralds, Silver Surfer, Firelord, anything that's attached to the cosmic world, I think is a good bet.
So you bring up a good point. What was the movie where they kind of hinted at Galactus, but you didn't really see him?
Well, that was the second Fantastic Four, The Rise of Silver Surfer. Right, it was like clouds. It was like clouds in a hand.
Right.
I mean, we've gone past that. We saw. I mean, look at the Eternals movie. The Celestials look amazing, and Celestials are just Galactus might be a little bit smaller than the Celestials, but we can do it.
Right. It just shows you now how at the time they couldn't really do what they wanted to do with Galactus.
Right.
And now they can, right? So 100%. It would probably be a lot better.
Yep.
So let's go on Firelord. Thor number 225, July of 1974. First appearance of Firelord, Pyreus, Kril, Hercules, and Destroyer appearance as well. Galactus cameo on the last page. We just talked about Galactus. Jerry Conway story, John Buscema cover and art. There are 33 9.8s.
Low.
There are 87 9.6s and 123 9.4. That's about $4,300 now in 9.8. So that book is really climbed. Then the second appearance is X-Men number 105, June of 1977. There are 110 9.8s, 269 9.6s, and 290 9.4s. That's about $1,100 in 9.8. It's about a $500 book in 9.6. That has Firelord, Lilandra, Misty Knight, and Eric the Red appearances. Chris Claremont and Dave Cockrum. Story with Bob Layton. Art with Dave Cockrum art as well. So then you have X-Men 106 the following month. That's August of 77, 88 9.8s, 237 9.6s, and that's about a $650 book and 9.8. That's a Firelord and Misty Knight appearance. Again, Chris Claremont with Bill Mantio's story, Bob Brown and Tom Sutton art, Dave Cockrum cover and art. Excuse me, it's actually Bill Mantlow's story, not Bill Mantio. So that takes care of Firelord. What do we got next, Alex?
Yeah, let's jump the gun and go straight into Abigail Brand.
Jump the gun.
Jump the gun. No more fires. We're doing other things.
I got you. Again, another book that's exploded. It's rumored. I don't think it's been confirmed yet that Emilia Clarke is going to play Abigail Brand. Yes. I do believe that she's definitely in the Marvel Universe. We know she's in the Marvel Universe. Yep. We definitely know she's going to be a baddie. We know that. And so talk a little bit about this character, Abigail Brand, because typically when these rumors come out, they usually wind up being accurate. So talk a little bit about this character, and then these prices seem inexpensive right now. I mean, obviously they've blown up, but they seem inexpensive by what they're probably going to be once she is confirmed as that character.
Yeah, Abigail Brand was first appearance. She's head of SWORD, which we've seen in the MCU already. We've seen in WandaVision and everything. It is the space version of SHIELD. It's what stops in space invasions from the Earth. She's half mutant, or she's half human, half extraterrestrial, and the Tarragon Mists activated some powers for her. She's been a main character since the Astonishing X-Men. She's been around. She's cool. She's got green hair. It's very easy to do. I don't see Emilia Clarke with green hair, so they need to put that in post. But this Astonishing X-Men run lately has been starting to pick up on key issues. Some of the covers, especially this one, and these were used to be in sets. You could get these dime a dozen Astonishing X-Men comics. We made a lot of them. But 9/8s, they're tough to find.
Yeah, they made a lot of these. I remember I can't remember if I was working in the store 2004, 17 years ago. No, I do remember when the book came out, and
it was big. Joss Whedon.
It was huge, and John Cassaday actually had done a display at the Metropolis. I think they had displayed the art at the time, if I recall correctly, and that artwork was on fire. I mean, John really did very, very well with that stuff. Yeah. So Astonishing X-Men number 3, September of 2004. There are 211 9.8s. It's a $200 to $225 book. It's a cameo. First appearance of Wing, first appearance of Agent Abigail Brand and cameo. It's a Joss Whedon story, as we know, with John Cassaday cover and art. This is really John Cassaday at his finest.
Yeah.
Then Astonishing X-Men number 5 was November of 2004. There are 101 9.8s. That's about a $75 book. It's a second cameo. Again, it's Joss Whedon's story with John Cassaday cover and art. Then comes the big book, Astonishing X-Men number 6, December of 2004. There are 321 9.8s. There's one 9.9. It's about a $350 to $400 book.
Wow. That's
the first full appearance of the special agent Abigail Brand. Again, Whedon and Cassaday. And then Astonishing X-Men number 7, January of 2005. There are 99 9.8s. That's about $150. She's also in there. And then there's the limited edition cover, which is black and white, came out in May of 2005. There's 87 9.8s. That's a second. It's also considered a second print.
Yeah.
That's about $175 book. So the key book is the Astonishing X-Men 6, although you want to get the other key books around it.
Yeah. Just get the run. Just get 9/8 of the run. You're good.
Get the run. All right. Alex's pick of the week. What do you got for us, Alex?
A mashup of my two favorite things. Bartkira. It was a art installation of Floating World Comics did a printed version of a Simpsons and Akira mashup. So it's the story of Akira with Simpsons characters. It's done by a bunch of artists. Erica Henderson's one of them. There's a bunch. It's definitely not on the legal side. So those trade paperbacks and hardcovers are not easy to come by. But I think as a fan of either Akira or the Simpsons, it's a really fun property. I mean, I got one off eBay. recently on a best offer, but there's not many on eBay now. And there's a soft cover, which is the cheaper one. There's a hardcover, which is like $500, and there's like prints and stuff. Nothing about it's cheap. It's really cool. I suggest checking out the website. The website's free. You can read everything. You can look at everything, but the printed stuff is extremely hard to find.
That reminds me of Cause, right? When they do KWS, when they do those mashups. Yeah, those are pretty cool. All right, cool. All right, what do we got next, Alex?
Yeah, let's Punisher War Machine it up.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's because of the new logo or because of the rumors of, obviously we saw Charlie Cox in Spider-Man. The rumors are flying that you're going to see John Bernthal back. Yeah. In particular, this iteration of the character is very, very hot. These books have gotten really, really popular. The book is only 4 years old, but it's gone really, really crazy. Talk a little bit about the Punisher War Machine character. Am I on target here? Is it something else going on there, or what's going on with this?
It's Nick Fury Jr. gave Frank Castle a War Machine armor to help him fight. And when you give the Punisher the War Machine armor, that's one of the best mashups you can ever have. Could this be something in the MCU? 100%. Could Frank Castle, steal a War Machine armor or get it and use it? We have Secret Invasion coming up. We don't really know what that's going to be about. This could be definitely a TV show where you're going to see street level villains and heroes. This could be a Punisher. This could be your Daredevil, your Jessica Jones. This could be everything coming back. But definitely, I think that this is something that was a fun thing in the comic books. And as we know, the MCU loves to nod to fans. This is something to keep.
Right. Okay, cool. So Punisher number 218, January of 2018, with a Clayton Crane cover, 13 blue label, 7 gold label 9.8s, and 23 blue label and 7 gold label 9.6s. That's about a $600 book. Frank Castle dons the War Machine armor, Nick Fury Jr. appearance. So that's obviously it's Matthew Rosenberg's story with a Gooey Villanova art with a Clayton Crane cover. Then you have the lenticular cover, which are not particularly conducive for signing. They're not great for autographs.
And they're easy 9/8.
They're easy 9/8. So the Tim Bradstreet lenticular cover with the red logo, 458 9.8s. There's 14 9.9s. That's only $150 book.
14 9/9s is a lot. That's a lot of 9/9s. Yeah,
is a lot. And then the Mike McCone 1 in 10 variant cover, there are 7 9.8s. That's about $125 book. Again, that's just the headshot. So that's not the costume. The Greg Smallwood,
Greg Smallwood
1 in 25 variant cover. This is a very, very tough book to find. 64 9.8s. It's 125 to 150 raw. Wow. Then there's this one's very, very cool. The Lanil U Sanctum Sanctorum Comics Edition, 25 9.8s. It's about a $45 raw book. That's the Amazing Spider-Man number 129 homage cover. It's very, very cool. It's limited to 3,000. Here's the big one. This is the big one. John Bernthal photo television variant cover. That's the one that everybody wants signed. There are 19 blue label 9.8s. There's 30 gold label 9.8s. There are 23 blue label and 30 gold label 9.6s. That's $150 to $200 raw. You can't even find that book.
That's crazy.
The other one that's very, very hot is the Tim Bradstreet second print. It's non-lenticular, so it has a blue logo.
It's the same cover,
same cover, non-lenticular. Came out in February of 2018. There are 19 9.8s, and that's about a $500 book.
Wow.
That book's on fire. Yeah. Then Punisher 219 Clayton Crane cover, February of 2018. There are 31 blue label and 15 gold label 9.8s. That's a $200 to $250 book. Again, Clayton Crane cover. Then there's a Sanford Green Phoenix variant edition, 8 9.8s. That's a $20 to $25 raw book, but it doesn't show the armor on the cover. It's a Phoenix version of Punisher. And then this one is crazy. The Guy Villanova second print, there's only 4 9.8s. It's a $900 to $1,000 book.
Jeez, that's
impossible to find.
That's bananas.
Impossible.
Wow.
Bananas, I know. Punisher number 220, March of 2018. 6 blue label, 5 gold label 9.8s. That's about $150 book, $12 to $15 raw. Again, Matthew Rosenberg's story with a Clayton Crane cover. And then finally, Punisher 221, April of 2018. 4 blue label, 5 gold label 9.8s. It's a $6 to $8 raw book. Again, you'll do that just to finish off your run.
Yep.
All right, what are we closing up with tonight, Alex?
The Last Fire. So we've bookended our fires, and we're now on Firestar.
Fire. Okay. So this character first appeared in Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends #1.
Yes.
This book is gone crazy in value. First appearance of Firestar in comics out of Marvel continuity. But what is driving the price of this Firestar? Is it just more MCU stuff? People think he's going to be in the movies? What's going on?
I think this is just fan favorite, hard to find. I mean, this character was first debuted in the cartoon, Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. It was a brand new character created for the cartoon. And, you know, the first appearance of it in comics was a version of the cartoon. So it's a kid's comic. Again, first appearance of a character. It's a kid's comic. Hard to find. It's absolutely horrible to find in good shape. Then they brought her in the actual regular Marvel comic universe. I mean, she is in X-Men. She is on the Avengers. She's been around. She's had her own series. You know, Firestar's not going anywhere. You know, in the new X-Men, like Vote Your X-Men In, she was one of the X-Men that people are trying to get her in. So I think you've seen a little fan favorite stuff, and we have yet to see what Marvel's going to do with the X-Men franchise. I know it's probably on hold and keeping it quiet for a little while, but this is a great character to bring in. And it's got Spider-Man ties. So,
right. So the Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends #1, December of 1981. First appearance of Firestar in comics out of Marvel continuity, adapted from the NBC cartoon. John Romita Jr. Cover, by the way, interestingly enough. There are 152 9.8s, 219 9.6s. It's a $650 to $675 book in 9.8. It's a $300 book in 9.6. And then in continuity, Uncanny X-Men #193, May of 1985, 479 9.8s, 240 9.6s, $175 to $200.
Not bad.
There's also a very rare Canadian edition. This is the first appearance in continuity. Chris Claremont story, John Romita Jr. cover and art. And then lastly, Firestar #1, March of 1986, 37 blue label 9.8s. That's about $125 book. X-Men and Emma Frost appearance, New Mutants cameo, Tom DeFalco story, Mary Wilshire and Steve Lehola cover and art.
That's not that much. 125 for a 9.8 for a 1986 comic, and there's only 37. I would definitely jump on those. That's 125 is your fees plus shipping. That's cheap. That's cheap.
Yeah. So I think that does it for today. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the field below. We thank you again for joining us. We're on the countdown to 100, Alex. We're getting closer every single
91.
week. Who would have thought, Alex? Who would have thunk we would have lasted this long?
I knew it. I knew it as soon as we started. I knew it.
Come on. At least when we started this little
minimum
thing,
100. Minimum 100.
We needed to do something during the pandemic. Like, we'll do a funny little show. We'll do our funny little show on our funny
91 episodes later.
91 episodes later. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today, and we'll see you next week. Same bad time.
Same bad channel.